Okay, here we are. Can I just tell you, every time I always get so nervous. Every time. I have no idea why. I always get super nervous, but nonetheless, hi. Hello. Okay, so look, first, let me just acknowledge very quickly all of you. I say it all the time, and some people might get tired of it. I don't get tired of it. Thank you so much for clicking this and watching. Now, this is for those who want and who can do more. If you want to support the channel in more ways than just your viewership, look at the description. There's plenty of options. Pick the one that fits you best, okay? Now, don't forget, press like, and if you haven't done so, subscribe. Now that's out of the way, how are you? I hope the week was very good. I am drinking some hot tea. I am I'm a little bit sick. Daycare. So I apologize if I cough. I apologize if I make some weird noises. I can't control them. So I apologize. But we all have a little cold here as a family. Courtesy of daycare. It never ends. Anyway. So today's live. First, let me just also say hello to everybody. I see you all. Hi, 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 and hi, and hello. It's so nice to see you all, even though you're not there in front of me. But it's nice to, see your names pop up. It feels like I'm hanging out with friends. Hi. Anyway. Today's topic, we're going to talk on Darrell Brooks. So unfortunately, I was working when the whole debacle of the court happened. So, I was working. I came back from work and, and then I was like, oh, he appeared in court. Interesting. Was that scheduled? But anyway, there's something significant about this court situation. I've seen it. And I've curated in the operating flow what we're going to watch today. Another disclaimer, and maybe some of you guys who are tech savvy can educate me on something. So I have YouTube. I have the commercial version on my private account, but I don't know how to transfer it to my PACT Nation account. So we have to deal with commercials. I apologize, but it's just commercials. Okay, we can just giggle and dance while the commercial goes through. Hi Jojo, hi Didi, hi Cat Room, hi Ralph McKinley, hi Heidi, hi. Okay, so first and foremost, Darrell Brooks appeared in court, and he was ordered to pay more money. Now, I thought that was genius. Genius is the reason why the judge did what she did. Again, another example why I think this judge is absolutely fair. She is not a judge like we talked before who's corruptible. She is not a type of judge who will put her personal agenda above what the law says. You could tell that she's a judge with the utmost consideracy, which I'll be quite honest with you, that's very rare, if you know what I mean. And I think you do, because not all judges are acting for the best interest of the law. Do you know what I mean? So, oh yeah. And then he also looked completely bonkers. Now, he did shave. He shaved his head. He looked presentable, which means he was really looking forward to this court date of his, and we actually get to see his appellate lawyer. So you know what? Let's go ahead and let's play this video. Let's analyze it. Let's look at it together. It's just a news clip. And then I'll ask some questions, and then we'll talk some more. This is just the part one of a long list of stuff to talk about today. At least they'll focus. All right, let's go.
Responsible for the Waukesha Christmas parade attack will pay more money to the victims.
Fox 6's Brett Lemoyne live tonight with the reason a judge fears that Darrell Brooks could profit from his crimes.
Yeah, Judge Jennifer Dorow ordered Brooks to pay more than $500,000 to the victims. Dorow is concerned that he may one day profit from this tragedy. Brooks's new attorney told me today that's not likely to ever happen. He represented himself at trial. Now Darrell Brooks is back in court, this time with an attorney by his side.
Attorney Michael Covey appears in person.
Michael Covey was appointed to the public defender's office to represent Brooks during his appeal. Thursday's hearing was about getting Brooks to pay an additional $350,000 to victims. Brooks spent the whole half hour muted on Zoom from prison.
Mr. Brooks does not need to testify.
Covey says Brooks has no money.
Since he cannot pay anyways, since he really couldn't raise more than a couple of dollars a month anyways, is it worth the court system's resources?
In October, a jury convicted Brooks on all counts. Brooks killed 6 people and hurt dozens of others when he drove an SUV through Waukesha's Christmas parade in 2021. Judge Jennifer Dorow sentenced him to 6 consecutive life sentences. His courtroom behavior during trial went viral.
There is potential for Mr. Brooks to sell his story, to engage in a book deal.
Dorow granted District Attorney Sue Opper's request. Brooks will now pay a total of $523,000. Money will go to victims' insurance companies and the Victim Compensation Fund.
Whatever meager sums he might make with a prison wage, that there be a reminder to him why there is this deduction from his monies.
After the hearing, Covey told us Brooks plans to appeal Thursday's decision, and Covey is pressing forward with appealing Brooks's conviction.
It might take greater than a year to get all the transcripts, and we can't even file any motions until we get everything. So it's the start of a very long process.
And if it wasn't for the millions of dollars raised for the victims right after this tragedy, District Attorney Sue Opper says the restitution request would have been much, much higher.
Yeah. So a few things here that I definitely want to point out. Jojo, your comment as a turn up, it's so funny. Why don't you type what turn up is so everybody else can read about it? Apologies. Okay. So you heard it. The judge said that, of course, she's going to have meager, and she used the word meager purposely. Please, she's affecting the fact that she's very well aware that he makes close to nothing, and she's very well aware that the sum of money that's going to be, given to the victims, it's astronomically bigger than what he makes currently. But she says it. I don't care if it's meager. The most important thing here is that he is reminded every second, every time he goes to that darn commissary and looks at that stupid paychecks, that he blinks 5,000 times. It's extremely important. And you know what? This is one of many occasions as a taxpayer that I fully support. I agree that my tax dollars should go and support or benefit the bigger picture when it comes to monsters like him, and what you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because there's plenty of places where my tax dollars are not well used, and I'm not happy about that. But a situation like this, absolutely, I think the court resources are absolutely necessary. Now, with Michael Covey talking about this thing, we all know what he's an appellate lawyer. He needs to put his client best interests in front. So of course he has to say that. I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares at all. Now, when you go, when he was talking, Brooks was muted the entire time and he was making faces. There's something that maybe you've seen it, but I haven't showed in the video. But the judge, again, which is why I think she's super considerate. If you remember during the trial, he made a whole story about how he has mental illness and how the judge needs to show leniency for his mental illness. Leniency to the point where he pretty much walks free and goes to the hospital and gets medication, darling, and had a good nap and enjoys nature. That kind of leniency. Because he wants to be treated for his condition. So, of course, that didn't work. So what did the judge do? And I didn't show it, but the judge said, for the sake of his mental health, she was even considerate in regards to his mental health. This effort giggled and laughed at the fact that she was trying to be considerate with his situation, which proves again that it was all a ruse. It was all a farce. It was all just make believe. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, his glasses. What? He wore glasses? Excuse me? Is this? Can someone educate me? His glasses. Since when did he wear glasses? Okay, glasses it is. Anyway, that's all the notes I took, but let me hear some of your comments. So I'm going to go through comments. Again, if you just come in here, I apologize. I have a cold. I'm pretty contagious. Good thing you're not around me. So if I make weird noises and I start coughing, please forgive me. Okay, so let's look at this. So Ralph McKinley says, Son of Sam had a movie, and so did Jeffrey Dahmer and a host of others. Correct. And by the way, you know that Netflix show, the Jeffrey Dahmer show on Netflix, whatever, the Dahmer family was like, excuse me, where's my pennies? And thank God, because obviously Dahmer is not alive, they it didn't work. Let's go to first, hi to everybody again, the new people that come in, and then Steve Yeager. Yes, yeah, he has glasses and he can hear without headphones. Correct. If you remember in the courtroom, he was like, what? No, he can hear. Sorry. Hi. Oh my God, I apologize. There, got it. Okay, so there's something else that I do want to bring up about let me just take this comment up. Yes. It has to do with the victim fund. So the victim fund, and I don't know if you guys know this, but you know, taxpayers and Good Samaritan are the ones who really supported the community there at Waukesha. So the insurances and all that stuff, people really gave a lot of goodwill to help out. And it goes again to show you that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, in the most tragic situation, you only have you to rely on, you and your friends and your close friends. Like it baffles me how, if the Good Samaritans didn't do anything, some people would have been, you know, in the red, I guess. So Verna well said he's getting everything he needs medically since it is free for him right now. 100%. That's very true, Verna. That's very true. Yeah, courtesy of taxpayers, 100%. And so a turnip is an insult that I just found out a few weeks ago, and what it means, it's well, she didn't put the meme, but anyway, what it means is that, you know, like a turnip is like it's a flower on top, but you have to dig it off the earth. So I'm assuming it's like crappy, like it looks good on the surface, but it's really crap at the bottom. Did I get this right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Anyway, so to move forward, here we go. The Supreme Court struck down the Son of Sam law. Wisconsin hadn't altered their law to get around the free speech issue. The South Carolina deemed unconstitutional. He may be able to get around having to pay. Here's the thing. I do think, and I do believe that there is a high potential, a very high potential that Darrell Brooks gets. I mean, he's in jail, but there's a high potential that someone might offer a few pennies and they will jump on it. Who is they? Him and his family. 100%. 100%. So I think the judge did the right thing, right? So increase the pay and make sure that he's reminded at every moment that you're going to pay for this, even if you're alive. Okay. Now I want to move on to Judge Dorow. So as you guys know, she didn't make the Wisconsin Supreme Court nomination, and unfortunate. But I want to point out two things in this situation, because it created a media storm. It did. It created a media storm. She was involved in that media storm very briefly. And I think the reason why she was involved in it, she innocently, is because of the popularity of Darrell Brooks and the popularity of the fact that she did such a good job with him, with most people. But apparently she has a past that people are not able to see behind. I'm talking in riddles. because I'm choosing my words carefully. But listen, I'm going to play this video, and I want you to pay attention to how she addressed and how she speaks, because I'm not cheering for her as like a brainless person, right? So I'm not simping, I'm not simping, you know. I am doing my research. I'm putting one and one together and making educated guess in the conclusion. She's good. She's good. Some people don't like her. She is good, and I think she would have been the perfect choice for the Supreme Court. And I tell you why. And I'm not simping. I tell you why. Let's play this, and then I'll tell you my opinion.
The voters in the state of Wisconsin will want
Hold on.
someone,
Let me just play this.
and I truly believe that the voters in the state of Wisconsin will want someone who's fair and impartial, and not someone who will turn our court into a legislative body. That's just not what our court system is all about. I want to thank all of you for supporting me, for believing in me, for believing in justice. There's so many people that stepped up to be on my team. Amber, my campaign manager, thank you so much. Mark Rawl, my consultant and strategist, who I couldn't be up here today and have done any of this without. To Catherine, my communications director. To Dan Morse, my finance director. To Eric Toney, who the best Uber driver ever, and really who I got
So
to know,
silly.
who's now a friend, who without I couldn't have done any of this as well. Of course, to the folks that I would call my kitchen cabinet, two people in particular, actually three, Teresa, who I work with every single day, and I've been my friend for almost 20 years. John Macy, Candy Arndt, my family, my parents who couldn't be here tonight, my sister's here, my extended family, friends, so many of you. I didn't write a list of all the people I would want to thank, but I know you all know if you stepped up. There's people who volunteered to drive me. There's people who, supported me in so many different ways, bounced ideas off of, I have people who are now my lifelong friends that I never would have had had I not done this. Standing up for the state of Wisconsin is never wrong. I tell my kids all the time, if good people don't stand up, then the wrong people get into office or the wrong things happen. And so that's why I did what I did. I love this state, born and raised here. I will continue to love her. I will continue to pray for her. And the last person I want to thank is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, without whom I wouldn't be here at all.
Oh, is that her daughter? Oh, ma chérie.
So thank you, everyone. Let's all get behind Dan Kelly. Let's make sure we come home with a conservative justice on April 4th. Thank you.
Sorry. So let me just dissect this for you a little bit, and I'm going to choose my words carefully. For the simple reason that I don't want to offend anybody, but listen to me. Listen to me. Let me just get this out. All right. So one key word that she said, and this is extremely important, especially in this day and age. Wink, wink. She said it's important that the court is not made into a legislative body. The court needs to be for everyone. Listen. She opened with that. She didn't open with that because, for marbles. She opened that because she understands very well the significance of her political alignment. She opened with that with the significance of what people might think of her. Right? Follow my words. Follow my words. I'm not looking at the comments yet. Just follow my words. She started with that because she wanted to make sure that the heading of her letter states that I know what you might be thinking of me. And I understand what you might be thinking of me, but it's not what you think. Because if you look at her body of work, which I have, and that situation with Darrell Brooks, it's not just Darrell Brooks. She's always been like that. Super considerate and listens like both ears, and she never goes like there's no real preference, sort of, kind of, right? The Judge Dorow that we saw during Darrell Brooks has always been the same. You can Google, do your own research, and you'll see it's the same. It wasn't an act. She's always been like that. Another thing also that really struck me, because she thanked everybody, but you know who else she thanked? The Uber driver. Excuse me? Listen to me. When does last time you heard someone say thank you to the janitor? What? What? Sorry. When's the last time? Right? That speaks a lot of her character, and it also speaks a lot of where her mind is at. She thanked the volunteer. I don't remember anybody who thanked the volunteer. But anyway, but she also said the last part that she mentioned, and I'm going to tie it up together. If you're a little bit like, what the hell's going on? Just hold on one second. She also said that she tells her kids, listen, good people always need to stand up, because if you don't stand up, you're going to have the swell who's going to come in and take the place. That's significant to me, because she also understands the importance of her position, but she also understands that if she had won the position, her responsibility, the crown, I'm going to call it like that, is really heavy, and she needs to take it very seriously. Now, at the end, she said, let's cheer for whatever, and put a conservative on the Supreme Court. I mean, of course, people got very angry with her for my research for saying that, right? And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, you listen, don't take it so personal, right? Because look at someone from the body of their work. They might say one word. She's human, right? They might say one word, 2 or 5 words, but look at the body of the action. Judge from that. Don't just say harp on that single word. Sorry. All right. Okay. Now, I got distracted by one of the comments. Look, you want to see which one? I wonder what he's eating to have gained so much weight. She's talking about Darrell Brooks in the cage. A lot of honey buns, maybe 50% of his. Mimi, really? How distracting. Anyway, anyway. So why she became a little bit of a media storm is apparently after this speech and after that, like, let's vote for that guy. They voted somebody else. But my issue is, and I think we talked about that last time we had the live, and one of the reasons why she didn't make it, and we all agreed, the one who were there, is because she seemed to be a judge that's not for sale. She seems to be a judge that's not corruptible or buyable. Therefore, they didn't go for her. But I'm so sorry about the cough, guys. I apologize. I took cough drop. I took medication to control it, and it's like right in there. But anyway, but I want to show you this next clip, and we're going to compare contrast, and that's the one that broke the internet. Broke the internet, right? Broke the internet. All right. Oh, and by the way, for those who just arrived, I don't know how to connect my we have to deal with commercials if commercial shows up. All right, so don't be mad at me. Let's go.
In a circumstance like this, I would be able to concede to a worthy opponent. But I do not have a worthy opponent to which I can concede. This was the most deeply deceitful, dishonorable, despicable campaign I have ever seen run for the courts. It was truly beneath contempt.
All right. So, oh, I didn't show it. Oh, Alistair. All right. Let's play it again. Oh, Alistair. Oh, Alistair. You amaze me, Alistair. All right. Let's play it again.
In a circumstance like this, I would be able to concede to a worthy opponent. but I do not have a worthy opponent to which I can concede. This was the most deeply deceitful, dishonorable, despicable campaign I have ever seen run for the courts. It was truly beneath contempt.
Okay. So I wanted to play this clip for you because I want you to see the two differences in terms of how each very smart judge in their own right addresses the public and people and how they speak. That guy, I don't even know who he is. I know who he is. I just don't want to say his name. Inappropriate, unbelievably poor choice of words. And I think, I know, people have preconceived notions. Okay, it's all based on how they were raised, what you ate today, what you ate yesterday, right? And so that's why it's always important to pick your words very carefully. You never know when it might trigger a chain reaction or when it might not. And the media frenzy was caused because of that speech. If he had just kept his mouth shut, it would have gone as big as it did. That is the speech that created a media storm, which brought Judge Dorow into the very briefly, right? And she was brought in because at the end of her little speech, she said, let's support a conservative judge. She was just lumped into this thing. She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything, but it created a very big storm. Now, I think, and you guys know me. I think it's important that every time you say something, do the best you can to pick the right words, because offending someone it's not fun. If you don't have to, it's really not fun, and there's nothing enjoyable, and you don't know what that can do to you. Did you see the shooting that happened at the bank over there? Side subject. Did you hear about that shooting over there? The banker, he didn't get the job, and I don't know how he got let go. They probably told him in a very greasy way. He came out and killed people. That's insane. That's insane and ridiculous. Okay, another one. Look what Mimi said. That Darrell Brooks gained weight by eating Doritos. You guys are so ridiculous. So ridiculous. I absolutely love it though. Look what Jojo said. Next time we see Darrell Brooks Doritos mess and exercise, we add muscle on top of the chubby. You guys are absolutely bonkers funny. So distracting, this comment section. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to point out, because yeah, it was a story. All right, let's move on to the next story. I'm sorry. It's about, I apologize about my thing. Okay, all right. It's about Shanquella Robinson. And I followed that story. Before, and I put a pause on it because the investigation was not going anywhere. And so this week, DOJ said that they're not going to pursue charges. There's like not enough evidence, etc. It was also a big hit. So let's listen to this, and then we'll talk. Perfect. And let's go.
Just into the WCNC Charlotte newsroom, no federal charges will be filed in the death of Shanquella Robinson. That's according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Robinson died while vacationing with friends in Mexico nearly 5 months ago. Today, the U.S. Attorney says they reviewed all evidence, including autopsy reports, and found the available evidence just doesn't support federal charges. Robinson's family and their attorney are holding a press conference at 1:30, so in a little over an hour. We'll be there, and we'll bring that to you live.
So, as you heard,
at Olive Garden, nobody loves Alfredo quite like we do.
All commercials. Oh, please, we're all grown-ups. But anyway, as you heard, they said that they're not going to press charges, and people went bonkers because, as you might remember, the cause of death, according to the autopsy report, was a severed spine, and she was beaten, body slammed. It was on video. I mean, I don't know how the federal prosecutors are not connecting the dots. I mean, if there was enough evidence to have an extradition, why isn't it enough evidence to pursue? I couldn't quite understand that. Quite frankly, I still don't understand it. If you guys have any idea, please pitch in and let me know. But long story short, no, this story is slowly being stifled out, which is super unfortunate because someone lost their life. A mother lost a daughter. A father lost his single child. And it is absolutely atrocious that that justice is not going to happen, at least the way I would like to see it. So also, when you point out a very good point here. So what that means is no federal charges, meaning that the family might go with civil. There's, I mean, yeah, it just means the federal government is not getting involved. That's what they said. They said the government. Oh God, Elsa, come down. Your tax dollars are not going to get involved. Excuse me? I pay taxes, and the least you could do is to protect me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So government, get you ish together, because that is unacceptable. Now, I did a lot of research on this, and apparently the come on, Alistair, the autopsy report is considered an opinion, an educated opinion. Is considered an opinion. I didn't know that. I thought if you go to the autopsy person, with the stamp of approval, I'm an autopsy person. I thought it was stamp, and now apparently it's still considered an opinion. So that's what the federal government is like. It's just an opinion. Excuse me. So therefore, they have to get a second opinion, another autopsy. I'll tell you a secret. I've seen this before. Where the U.S. government actively partook into situation to hide stuff. What am I talking about? I'm calming myself down. I've seen it before. And a little too close to home. I'm only going to tell more. I'm not going to say more, but yeah, it happened. So I'm going to follow the story behind the scene. But guys, I'm sorry to say that there's not enough buzz about this, and I'm 100% sure that there won't be justice the way you and I might want to see it. And she deserves justice 100%. I don't think it's going to happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be over there in Mexico. How embarrassing. Come on, United States. Come on. Anyway, let's move on to the next story, because this is another idiot. So we all know about the war in Ukraine, right? We all know that it's atrocious, and Russia is, invading a country. Now, she does deserve justice. I agree. Now, if you haven't followed, there was a massive leak from the Pentagon, and that also made the news this week. Actually, it's so hot right now; it's everywhere. But what's most interesting, and I'm going to give you a story flow on this, is that the person who leaked it is a young 21-year-old or 23-year-old. It doesn't matter. He's young. He's like his life ahead of him, and he leaked it for specific reasons. Let's watch this, and then we'll talk. If there's a commercial, I'll apologize. Alistair. Stupid. Okay. Sorry. So they found the guy and they arrested him, and he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. It won't be a prison like me and you might know. It's going to be a military prison. So, you know, I know people, and I've called a few contacts that I know, and I asked, what does it mean when you have a high level classification like this? And he said, when you have this kind of clearance, you can even blink. Don't play with that. And so I said, what do you think is going to happen? And my friend said, no, he's going to be found guilty. I mean, I know you're innocent until proven guilty, but he's going to be tried in military court, most likely, and he's going to go to military jail. But the thing that he said, my friend, he said that the government is going to trace back to everybody he was connected to, because this guy released classified information on a Discord server, a gaming Discord server. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That's literally like in a public for the masses. You cannot do that. This is classified information, and the government is going to go after everybody who touched that. Now, Gen A, you said is if he's a scapegoat. He's not a scapegoat, because apparently he was proud. He did it with pride, because he believed that our government is doing stuff that in his mind should not be doing stuff. So he released the information to tell us, John Q. public, that the U.S. government is being a fool. Now, guys, we all grown up, and we know, look, you can't please everybody. What's that thing? Public announcement, PSA, public service announcement. Public service announcement. You can't please everyone. What? The expectation that everybody, like, you can't please everybody. So when you have an entity like a government, any government, you can't create a system that works for everyone. It's just not possible. It's statistically not possible. And there's always going to be some cracks. And your comments are so distracting. I need to not look at the computer screen. Okay. Anyway, so like I was saying, that he didn't agree with how our government was doing stuff. Look, there's plenty of stuff I don't agree, but I'm not stupid enough to release classified documentation. Guys, I think he's stupider than Darrell Brooks. You and I were young once, right? And we were young and 21 and be like, what are we doing today? Today we're drinking 1,000 pounds of liquor until we maybe have alcohol poisoning. Really? Cool. We're stupid. We were stupid at some point, but I don't think we were that stupid. Were we that stupid? I don't think we were that stupid. Do you know what I mean? So no, this guy had a vendetta. He had a goal. He was like, I feel passionate about this, and I'm going to go ahead and release all that information because I want us to know that our US government is doing stuff shady. Hello, duh. Of course, it's the government. What government does not do shady stuff? Are you serious, boy? Are you really serious? Now, the reason why I think it's major bad is because that affects all of us, guys. It does affect all of us, because you know what's going to happen? It's a national security issue, and we all live here in the US, most of us. A lot of you in the US, and I don't know about you, but I like where I live. I don't want to deal with issues that's beyond my head, boy. Anyway, what do you guys still about that? Look. Okay, so yes, I am still alive, and Tito's best booze ever. Hangover is just Maine being pudding factory at worst. Oh, I missed the conversation. Okay, let me just scroll up a little bit. Okay, so Jen A say that she thinks that he's a scapegoat, and then California says, "What makes you think that, Jen A?" And then Jen A said, "It doesn't make any sense why he would decide to do that alone." Sorry. And then Jojo said, yes, he shared info with his chat buddies. And then California Jimmer said he wanted to impress the young gamers in the Discord server. Correct. He wanted to impress them. He wanted to impress them because apparently they got together during the pandemic, and you know, they didn't know each other's faces. They were just gaming buddies, and he was just talking about, hey guys, look what I do for a living, and they didn't believe him. They didn't believe him, so he wanted to prove a point. You know, in my opinion, that's all. Jenny, you're so funny. And yes, they were playing a bunch of war games. That's correct. That is correct. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mimi. There's a new thing where, like, if someone gives me a super thanks, I dance. Look, it was just at the moment with Buffy, not Buffy, Beefy, with Beefy. I'm not gonna dance. I really feel like crap right now. You have no idea. My throat is on fire. But thank you so much, Mimi. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Hey, by the way, Jen, hey, thank you. I don't think you were offending anybody. And by the way, I think our community is. That's why I call you guys very smart. And I think you guys are very smart. And I think it speaks to a lot to how grown-ups you got. Like, you know, you guys are probably, you know, not 21 or 18. So no, I think everybody here is old enough to understand that, you know, you can have difference of opinion and express it as long as the sentence does. It's not like F U M F, right? So no, I don't think. Beefy, Beefy, you're so silly. You're such an idiot, Beefy. Beefy squirrel. Beefy is funny. Beefy is very funny. Hi, Harper's. Harper's one-nighter. Hi, Harper. Yeah. No, we're good here. We're good here. No one is going to offend it. Now, I wanna conclude this segment. Don't go anywhere because we have the Let's Talk segment. So I want to conclude this weekly news with something that I think is lovely. It first starts terrible, but it ends super lovely. And I think the UK viewers, you guys might know more than me, but I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Oh my God, can I be any more excited about that?
I'm absolutely heartbroken. Someone's jumped over in the night and put salt all over the land. That means everything I've planted won't grow. And I can't replant on it because it won't grow. So all the hours and hours and hours of work that we've put in is now dead. And they've done it everywhere. How could you do that? Literally. I hope it makes you happy. I really do. Top person. But you know what? You won't stop me because I'll just pick it all up and I'll carry on. Okay, I can't plant in this section, but I'll carry on. You won't stop me whatsoever.
Oh boy. I almost cried again on this one. This was big. You know why it's big? I'll tell you why it's big. Because this woman didn't have to do this. During the pandemic, people struggled. During the pandemic, people struggled to feed themselves. They struggled to pay the rent. They struggle. You don't understand. People struggled during the pandemic. And this nice woman had a plot of land and she grew stuff and she fed people for free. For free. Do you understand? And, you know, this doesn't even show you the extent of the damage that these idiots did by pouring salt all over this thing. Because, and the thing with salt, it doesn't come out like that. It's so much effort. When you ruined the fertility of an area of land, it can take years before things go back to normal. You don't just destroy the plant, you destroy the entire microbiome, the infrastructure that supports that plant. And it was look, it was really, really difficult to watch. You know why? Because that happened to me. I mean, I wasn't feeding people. I wasn't feeding, I'm not that nice. I wasn't feeding people. But when my neighbor killed my pomegranate trees, you know, I was in tears. I was unconsolable. And you know what? I can tell you right now that that woman, um, caring for that land and feeding those people was just, it was more than even feeding them. Like, she enjoyed it. It was a labor of her love. I can tell. And I think everybody who gardens, everybody who's outside understands, like, it's a lot of freaking work for sometimes no rewards. Okay. So you might have, like, you know, but no, the good news about this story is that people saw that video and she raised over hundreds, like a lot of freaking money to allow her to restart. But what people don't know, and like gardeners, you know, no amount of money is going to restore a microbiome. Microbiome is the wrong word. To restore the infrastructure, the microbe infrastructure that soil needs to provide good crops. So that soil is probably barren for at least 2 years. I'm shaky because it's very upsetting. It's very upsetting. Salut. But anyway, that was the good news. That was the good news, is that, you know what? After those people who messed up her land, she got a lot of money and she's gonna do it again. Oh, anyway. Okay, so don't go anywhere. This is if you haven't done so, press the like button, and we're gonna move into my Let's Talk. But first, let me just say hi, BBD Bubs. Hello. California said, yeah, it was definitely terrible. Correct. And let's go to my Let's Talk. I have a question for you, really. All right. How was your week, guys? How was the week? How was your week? What did you guys do for the week? Let's start with that. I know some of you guys are retired, but it doesn't mean you're not busy. All right. So what is the highlight of your week? Yeah, she put salt was poured. Oh, by the way, Tina, oh, you read my mind. You read my mind. Yeah, so that's coming in an actual video for next week. I just need to get my strength together and sit down and record and edit. But yeah, she needs to be charged. She needed to be charged. She needed to be charged because, you know what, that kid, we cannot blame the kid. We can't blame the kid. You know, we can't blame the kid. But the parents, 100%. Oh no, Kathy, what? Why don't you share with us as you type? I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope everything is okay. First of all, I hope everyone is alive. I'll start with that. Why do I go there? Because I always go there. I always go with the worst and then work my way down. So I hope everyone is alive. I hope everyone is healthy. And then, but feel free to share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Christine. Hey, Christine, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you. I hope you're doing good too. As Tina says, Kathy, I hope everything is okay. Jojo said, in my stupid days, a neighbor killed my apple tree that way. Oh my God. I wrote on her lawn in salt. It's court service. Please not come back, Judge. Look at that mess. Look at that. I wrote on her lawn. Oh, this is great. Oh wow. Okay. Sorry. So let me just address this. Kathy, sorry to hear. So if that means if you almost lost him, that means he's not out of the woods yet. So everybody, please, if you can, virtual hug, Kathy. So Kathy, this is for you. And it's gonna work out. Yes, it's gonna work out. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. You can share more if you want, but you do not have to. Yes, you do not have to. Yeah. Uh, yes, we all came down with a cold here. We just recovered from the stomach bug that Olympia had last week, 2 weeks ago, and then last week we all got the cold. So it's just the nature of daycare. We'll be sick for quite a while. Let's see. Yeah, Kathy, man, so sorry to hear. Yeah, Kathy. Oof, 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 oof. Black Lady Jane said, my week highlights: my mother, who has a slight inconvenience of Alzheimer. I'm sorry. Thank me for all I do for her. I was driven to tears of joy. P.S. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Thank you so much. Oh, man, Alzheimer is awful. Actually, I was having a conversation with my mother this week. I'm going to go see her. There's a lot of travel planned this year, but I'm going to go see her sometime in May. And she mentioned to me, she said, Alistair, if I ever get Alzheimer's, anyway, I don't talk about it. Anyway, okay. Oh, thank you. I hope I feel better too, honey. Breathing, what is that? Nothing comes in. You have the allergies, you have the cold. Oh my god. And you have my responsibilities, right? Because I'm still a dad. Yeah. Hi guys, hi. Sorry. Oh, hi Jojo. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you. I wanted to ask you guys, is 7 p.m. too early for the live? Is that a good time? I can do later. It's just that I can do later. I assumed earlier the better for you all. Is 7 p.m. not a good time for you? I see people coming in, but they're coming in late. Teresa, you're so funny. California Dreamer, they are making breakthrough in Alzheimer's research. Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. Because it's not. There are people I know who I know some of the first signs. The people that I know who start to repeat themselves a lot, and I just blink a few times and just go along with it. But in my heart, I cry. Yeah. But what are we gonna do? It's such a terrible situation. So for sure. Anyway, Malta Comper, I'm a vampire. Midnight. It's so great. I'm stoned and drunk and different guy. I'll take. I absolutely love it. I love it. Oh, guys, do you remember when you used to just get super poop faced? I had to be careful with my cursing. I got in trouble last time. How we get super poop face, and it's just a good time, and then we regret the whole thing the next day. Do you remember those days? Best days ever, right? Jojo Singh went to the range twice. Good target practice. I went to a range once. Shooting GUNs, right? It was so fun. Although because it was in Pennsylvania, and you just walk. And I used to. It was a bunch of us, and they used to be like, "What if someone like?" Because you can't. They tell you walk this way, do not walk that way, right? Because you don't want to have a stray bullet. But I'm always like, what if someone like trips and like, oops? Anyway. And yeah, look, Oswin, regret nothing. There is a, and I was raised like that too, and my mom said that. Yeah. Listen, you're gonna make mistakes. Please, who doesn't make mistakes? You're going to make the biggest mistakes of your life. Please, who doesn't do that? That's going to happen more than once. Please, who are you to think that's not going to happen to you? But the key here, and my mom always says, do not die. And at the time, she said, don't get a girl pregnant. That's it. And I was like, oh, in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's not going to happen. Only one thing might happen. The other one, don't worry about it. But it was really funny because it's like, it's going to happen, you know? And I try to remind myself that all the time that you know, with my daughter is like, you know, you can't protect her from everything. Just make sure she doesn't die and doesn't get pregnant. God, so silly. Mark said, Tuesday the plumber decided to unclog the neighbor's sewer in my backyard. Typically, I'm always dealing with other people. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys noticed, but you know, Mark's comments are extremely witty. Mark, are you British? Yeah, it's like yeah, you have to read the full sentence, you have to blink 2 times, and then you get it. Hi, Christine. Hello, Christine Covey. Hi. Yeah. And there you go. Let's see. Oh, let me give you a little bit of news. So we are going to go see The Surrogate in May 11th. May 2nd or 3rd, I'm going to go see my mom and my sister. So I do plan on doing those lives. It's just I will be in a different setting. The Friday lives are great. No editing at all. That's how life should be. So it will be a different setting. I don't know how the lighting is going to be. I don't know how everything is going to be. I'm probably going to be on my phone, but I do my best to make it as presentable as possible. But no, even to pop in to say hello, I think I'll do that, to say hi. And if the surrogate will like, you know, just to say hi back to you guys as well, and maybe, you know, share a little story. Why not? And okay, is there I put it in my notes. Anybody have any questions? If you're laughing like me, shut up. Does anybody have any questions? I don't know why I put it here. Okay. Any questions, anyone? And for those who came in later, we've already done most of the video. Press like, of course. We're at the Let's Talk segment. Let's Talk is just us talking. Talking and stuff like that. Oh, Kathy, thank you. Mark, thank you so much, Kathy. Listen, your husband is gonna make it. Okay, everything is going to be fine. And that's that. That's that. Yeah. Jojo, it's so funny. It's funny because I know you have GUNs, and for some reason I feel like it's such a good time. You know what I mean? Not in that way, but like, I don't know, in a good time way. Please don't shoot arrows. If you know what I mean. To play on your words, Black Lady Jane, yes. His sense of humor. It's, yeah. I giggle every time I just cackle. Oh. Melted Copper, let's say you are a crappy animator. What would you suggest to do with your failing YouTube? I don't understand the question. So let's say you're a crappy animator. Is that you? First of all, you're not crappy. If you're an animator and your work may not be to your standards, someone there might like it. So take the word crappy out. Just say, let's say if you're not a standard animator. Let's start with that. Yeah. Look, and then you're failing YouTube. Here's my thing, and someone asked me this question also, and my niece also asked me this question. I have my phone here. I can tell you exactly what she said. So my thing when it comes to let me tell you my thought before I pull the comment out. my thing when it comes to the YouTube thing is that do it with no expectations, because that's how I started. And also because as you grow, you'll see that the algorithm and the power, the business of YouTube is going to pull you a certain way, and you're going to find yourself not having a lot of options. And you might not like it, maybe you might like it, but let's just say, like, if you do it with expectations, you will be disappointed. You'll be disappointed, because let me just take that out. No, I keep that up, because when we grew, the algorithm pushed me towards one direction, and it's as I told you, it's in the benefit of YouTube, because they also, it's a business, right? And if you go against the algorithm, YouTube will bury you. And so if you expectation, go in there with no expectation and just have a good time. Just have a good time. That's it. I expect nothing. I have fun. Have a good time, because if everything goes away, at least I had fun. Have a good time. That's the most important thing. Understand? Life is too short not to have a good time. Look what he's so funny. I can't stomach babies, guns, and religion. This is so funny. Oh, I'm sorry. I should not do this next to the mic. You have no idea. Oh, okay. So hold on. You really piss me off. You have no idea what I have had to put up with 15 years living next to a crazy person who tortures animals, shot my cat. Oh, wow. So I want to point out one thing that is going on right now, and be nice to me. So I fell on this comment, and let me scroll up, and because I don't think California Dreamer. Oh, I'm so lost. But to Harper's One Nighter, I don't know what was said, but I don't think it was intentional. And who shot your cat? What? Can you please tell us this story? Who shot your cat? Because someone shot your cat. 911, please. Yeah. That's true too, right? Topics that the algorithm pushes you to, but it's important that you also have fun doing it. Because let me tell you something: if you do something you're not having fun, or you don't want to do, eventually at some point you're gonna burn out. You're not gonna like it, and everything is gonna go to poop. Trust me on that. Her psycho neighbor. Wow, what did you do when he shot your cat? Did you call 911? Like, oh my God, shot your cat? What? Harper asked how to kill his neighbor. I should just say with sincerity to seek therapy for what to kill. Oh, California. I see. Oh, had to kill his fruit trees. Oh, no. Okay. Do not do that. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what you do. This is what you do. You don't want to respond violence with violence. Listen. You sue him. You bring it to court. Or you make a public announcement. You shame the person. Absolutely, because and take it from me, who's have had a very bad temper, who's had to change my way of thinking. I'll tell you a story why I'm adamant that violence is not the answer. Listen, we moved to the US. I was 16 years old. And, you guys know my past and my story, and I have issues. We all have issues, but I have issues, my issues. And I have a temper. And I don't like to fight, but I can fight. I'm not a bully, but don't play with me. And so at school, you know, the guy who didn't speak English very well, all that stuff. Anyway, I solved my problems with my fist. And my mom, wrong way, not the right way. My mom, she's like, come here. She sat me down and she said, listen, my love. She said that you are a minor now. You might get away with it, but this is America. You will go to jail. In France, you know, it doesn't quite work. It works a little bit differently. She's like, you need to find another solution because this is not a way to go. And she, you know, me and my mom are close. She did it while crying, begging, you know. I was a hardhead, but because I had issues, I was a young teenager with a bunch of issues. And I listened, and I can tell you right now, if I had not listened, if I continue this way to act on my actions with this, I wouldn't be here. I'll probably be in jail. Yeah. Let me look at the comments. But you know, if you want to get back at your neighbor, you either sue him very well and very hard. If you can't sue because it takes resources, then you shame the hell out of him. Yeah. You take the situation, you put the annonce, you put something in the newspaper. Yes, you shame it because you have facts on your side. If you have the facts, you shot my cat, you shame the hell out of him, and the society will deal with him because most people are good in society. I'm sorry. Yes, tree laws have nothing to do with it. And to remind you guys what happened to my pomegranates with my neighbor. And when I saw the story with the lady with the thing, my neighbor poor bleed. Don't do that. Don't do that, Harpers. Don't do that. Don't do that. But my neighbors pour bleach on my pomegranates. And I can tell you right now what prompted it. It's a very long story, but my pomegranates are in my front yard and they were giving me a big harvest and I didn't want to share. And the reason why I didn't want to share is not because I don't want to share because I had a surplus. It's because my lawyer told me, you give something to someone and that person chokes on a seed, you're liable. And honey, I got too much to lose. So I was like, okay, no more sharing. That's why I stopped sharing. And I guess he got upset and killed my trees. I woke up in the morning, the tree weathered away slowly. I didn't know what was going on. But the moment I saw the grass like disappear, I went on the cameras because I have cameras and I saw what he did in the middle of the night. He poured bleach. And how do I know it was bleach? It was a white bottle. Anyway, I sued the hell out of him. Not only did I sue him. First of all, I was enraged. I was in tears. I was inconsolable. When I tell you that my mom had to drive from across the state to come to console me, it felt like because my trees are my girls. It felt like someone killed a member of my family. I know it might sound ridiculous, but I raised those trees. They were a big deal. They were a big deal to me. And no, I brought them to court. And then through the process of bringing them to court, I found out the person I sued, they had a history of legal situation that the township didn't address. What do you think I did? I went after the township. Oh, no. I was furious. Anyway, yes. I'm sorry. So no, I didn't go in front of them. I never went in front of their face. I never pointed the finger. No, they saw me in court. So don't meet violence with violence because someone always gets hurt, and it always goes beyond what you intend. Always. Oh, Mark, what did Mark say? Mark, what did you say? So I look at the comments. This is what I see. Clutch cargo. What is clutch cargo? And Katie did too. Good surveillance makes good neighbors. That's very true. I have a camera right on him. He can't walk out of his side with that. Yes. So I have a camera right on the neighbors who did that. I have one specifically in front of their house. So they don't walk out without me knowing what's going on. And I have a restraining order. They can't be. It's neighbor, but they can't come near me or my house. Yes, please. I was like all the way. I'm so sorry. Again, I apologize with my noises. I took medication to calm my cough and my irritation. So if I do it, it's because I try not to, but I can't hold it anymore. And look, guys, listen. To go back to the thing between California and Harper's Weiner, thank you so much. Thank you for handling this thing like mother effing G's. Okay, G's. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you something. Most problems can be resolved with a conversation. Yes, even the political ones. Tomatoes, tomatoes. Dodge, dodge. Bring it. No. What? Oh my God. I'm listening and choking. Yes. Lori Vallow trial. Yes. Yes. I do have a slew of new corrupted murderers, corrupted people to talk about. Yes, I am doing my research. I'm doing my research, and you know, I try not to make mistakes when doing my research. And so I'm doing 2 days research. Yes. Now, I can tell you right now, I want to finish Chandler Halverson, and I, you know, I haven't finished watching the trial. Oh God, right there. I want to be done with it so it's out of my head, because it's stuck in my head. Right, be done with that, and then take on the new criminals. But I love ideas. You understand? Because we're a team here. So throw ideas at me, and new criminals and that stuff, so I can look them up. You know, I'm only one man. And some people are like, why don't you bring more people? The thing is, here's the reason why I have to move very slow. And the reason why is because I don't believe in people doing something for free. If I get someone on board, they have to get something out of it, please. Even if they say, no, don't. That's not how it works. No, your time is valuable. So it's a whole bunch of stuff. That's why I'm moving very slow. And besides, if you're new here, if you don't know, in my industry, I sell fitness. In my industry, we haven't slowed down yet. It's a big mess, and I don't even know when it's going to slow down. I am overworked. But like Black Jen said, yes, we're all adults here. We're all grown-ups here. It's so nice to be around grown-ups. Kids are fun, but kids for too long is also a little bit annoying. No, I love grown-ups. Grown-ups are great. Grown-ups are great. Grown-ups have fun. Grown-ups are fun. There's a comment here I want to point out. Hold on. I saw that too. And the cult killers, I've been following that too and taking notes in the background. I'm waiting to release that. And Sarah Boone. I'm sorry. Oh God. Grown-ups that act like kids are the worst. That's true. But there's a little fun in that too. It depends of how much of a kid they act, you know. And but I know what you meant. And I know what you meant. Shady Boone. You know what conversation I had the other day, and it was I can tell you stuff. I mean, I always get nervous, but I don't think I'm that scared anymore. No, I still am, please. I got stuff to lose. I gotta be careful what I say. No. So I had this conversation the other day, and it was, okay, what was the topic of the conversation? The conversation, I'm gonna tell you who it was, because I didn't ask permission to tell the story. I'm not gonna say who it is. If they watch, great. But we talked about politics, and we have different politic views. And I said that I'm going to I said up here on this conversation me and you have, you know, we talked about racism, we talked about that here, and we talked about you know, a whole bunch of stuff, please. And but I said, I don't think I'm going to ever hate politics. I don't think I'm ever going to hate religion. And he asked me, of course don't, but why? And I said, it's not because I don't want to talk. It's because it's so polarized now. Anyway, so our conversation, because we have different point of views, and we had a very lengthy conversation of politics, and it ended in like no scream, no shout, no like stabbing. But you know what was said? You know what I said at the end? I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't save it for the YouTube." And he looked at me like, "What?" And I was like, I can't believe my interaction are reduced to this. Don't speak, save it for the YouTube. I can't believe it. Anyway, I thought that was really funny. Good conversation. I was like, oh wait, no, let's have it again. But this time on YouTube, he's like, what? Oh, how funny that was. Am I the only one laughing? Okay, fine. Make fun of me. I have another question for you guys. So the weekend is here. What do you have planned for the weekend? And listen, not just the weekend is here. Spring is here, MF. So with spring being here, people are out in shorts and dresses, and the wind is blowing, and people are sneezing. You know, what's your spring flair? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'll tell you what we're doing. So as a family, we take walks a lot, and because it's nice outside, and so we take walks a lot, and we do a lot of picnics. Now we do a lot of public picnics. So we go to the Mercer Park, and there's a lot of people there, and then we socialize. Now we drink, but we don't drink at the same time. So one of us gets to drink because we have a baby. So one of us needs to be present at all times. So we pick which one is which one is not drinking. Yeah. But you know, we go there, and that's what we do a lot in spring. We meet a lot of people. We go out and about, and we talk to strangers. Yeah. Oh, Christine, happy birthday. I leave for Seattle in the morning, and my 40th birthday is Monday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You're so funny. Nefertiti. Oh, Nefertiti. Can I tell you another secret, Nefertiti? You know, okay, you guys all know how obsessed I am with ancient Egyptian culture, right? And I said to my family, I said, there's someone whose name is Nefertiti, and she's just as obsessed as I am. And they all laughed. And yeah, they all laughed because they know I wanted to call Olympia Nefertiti. And they were like, absolutely not. It's a true story. My sister-in-law was laughing. She goes like this, oh God. You know what she says? Oh God. Yeah. It's so funny. It's so funny. Ooh, plenty flower beds. Kathy, you know what I did yesterday? Thursday. Yesterday, I did the yard first time since the baby was born. What a mess. I had to get in there on my knees, pull. Oh, I forgot how hard working, but I did that too. Planting flower beds. It's so relaxing. Sorry. It's so funny. That's funny. Nefertiti, I'm obsessed. Yes. Thank you. Oh, redwoods. I want to see the redwoods too. I want to see the redwoods. You know, I'm a nature obsessed person. That's why you're funny. Oh, that's why you're funny. Posted the Postal the Clown channel. That's why you're funny. So maybe you're a comedian. That's why you're so funny. You know what my niece said? So you see that noise I make? She's like, why do you do that, Uncle Alistair? And I said, do what? And I don't realize that I do it. I'm actually laughing, but it's funny, but not funny enough to laugh, but not funny not to laugh. Does that make any sense? Because I am laughing. It's just not a ha ha ha, but it's a what? What was that? What was that? It's a let's talk segment. Come on, we can be stupid. Can we be stupid? Come on, who wants to follow the rules all the time? Not Sarah Boone. I'm sorry. Uh, it's my giggle. Yard work, then shopping in my flagger outfit and flirt. You know what? That's so funny. Yes, flirt. What? Flirt all day. Yeah, I'm married, and if someone in our friend group was like, once you get married, I said, no, just because you're married doesn't mean you can't flirt. Now you have to flirt appropriately, obviously, but no, flirt all day, appropriately flirt if you're married. Thank you. Oh my God, to get great veggies into. I want to go to the farmer's market as well. Maybe I'll squeeze that in. Oh, look at that. Oh, Oswin. Yeah, working in my garden and spending time with my kids. Yeah. This is a good thing. And this is how I know that we are seasoned. Because the young ones are partying, darling. Like, I party too. Just a different kind of party. No, my niece who's going to college, by the way, she's the eldest of all the niece and nephews we have on both families. So she's the first one to go to not the first one to go to college, but she's no, she's having a good old time. Her and her friend are just having a good old time. And I said, girls, have fun, just don't get pregnant and don't die. That's it. But they're having so much fun. It's great. That's what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to be kids. Her mom is like, don't do anything. I'm like, Elizabeth, stop it. You were young too and stupid. Let her be young and stupid. Don't die and don't get pregnant. You understand? That's it. We gave her all the life lessons we could, but we can't keep her in a bubble. Do you know what I mean? Oh, hey, Alistair, you love it here, Reno Tahoe, just a few hours from the Redwood and plenty to see on the way. Whoa. So the reason why I'm like whoa is Reno is on my list to I want to see. Oh my God, there's so much of the US I want to see. I've traveled a lot, but the one place I haven't discovered is the United States. Guys, where I've been in the US? Honestly, New Jersey, New York, Maryland, and PA, Virginia, Washington, D.C. It's not that far. There's so much I want to discover. There's so much I want to discover of the US. I think the United States is a beautiful country in terms of nature, so when I see you got some other states, it just pop into my head like, Reno, I want to see Reno. Some people are like, oh, there's nothing to see here. I'm like, no, man. Even the people, people interest me. Even the people, interest me. Yeah. Oh. Hey, look what Mark just said. Mark said that he's from Spark, which is the former home of Darrell Brooks. Oh, Alaska. Listen, Christine, Alaska is also on my list. Alaska's on my list. Cause I told Christopher, I said, I really want to do this US trip before we get too busy again, because the baby is portable. Ta-da, portable. Once school starts, then you're tethered to the school schedule. So he promised me that he's gonna make it happen. So I was like, perfect, because I do want to visit. I do want to discover the United States. Please. Can't wait. There was something here that I saw that I want to talk about. Sorry. Melted copper. So that's what I saw. That's what I saw. So melted copper. I'm 42, glad to die alone without kids, even boosting my uncle persona since they get to bury me. So no, you're not. First of all, you're not alone, right? And not listen. Not having children is not the holy grail of success. So you don't have to have kids. Now, I can guarantee you, your niece and nephews absolutely adore you. Like, you don't understand, because parents can be overbearing. I can't. Yeah, you are their escape. Enjoy it, appreciate it. No. You're not alone. Get out of here. Becky said she's gonna be in Spark on Sunday from Washington State. What are you gonna do there, Becky, if I may ask? Oh. Becky, as you answer, it will pop up under my feed. Let me just point at Katie did too. Yeah, having children is an option. It's not an obligation. That's true. I'll tell you a funny story about that. And my son will be 18 in June. Congratulations. 18 years. I barely have one. I'm exhausted. I'm barely 1 year in. I'm like, oh God. Wink. Oh, wait. Oh, Becky's on her way to Vegas. She's on her way to Vegas. Look at that. Oh, I want to go to Vegas too. Oh, Alistair, shut up. Yeah. Wow, you guys. Anybody in Jersey? I know there were some people in Jersey, but anybody here that's in Jersey? Oh. Melted copper. My sister actually had a hard time making kids, so there were plans to slide my kid to her and still be an uncle. Is that giggles or is that a real story? I don't have a good sarcastic bone. A foreigner side effect. Is that a true story? Because if it is, honey, let's have a conversation. What? What? Look at that. So funny. Making kids easy, parenting not so much. The iron dogs, even. Hey, I have a question. Nefertiti. So I saw. So you in Texas, Austin, and Temple. I saw an article as I was doing my research for not just today, for this week. I saw an article about the governor of Texas wanted to pardon that guy. I'm sure you know who that is. What's your take on that? You could be totally open and honest about that, because I thought did he do a horrible crime? So is he just pardoning him for giggles? Is there a reason why he's pardoning him? Did he say anything about it? I couldn't figure it out. Why? I couldn't figure out why. Sorry. Oh, Austin. California dreamer. You're so funny. Absolutely. Come West, young man. California City of Angels, Hollywood. I went to West Hollywood with a very good friend of mine. So we went. It was a celebratory trip. We went to West Hollywood. Sorry. Went to West Hollywood. I'm trying to make sure I don't spill too many beans. Close friends. Although ever since I've had the baby, we haven't really hung out so much. Long story, but we went up there for. It was a treat. Something happened and it was like, let's celebrate. It was a treat, and now it was my first time in California completely, and I remember I was very surprised at the don't be offended anybody, but I was taken aback about the level of homelessness. And like, they talk about it on the news, but I don't know if this is where we went. I wasn't sure, but it was uh it was a little bit everywhere. But look, they can be what you want, but it was just the fact that it happened 3 times. We were there for the 3 days, 3 times. They wanted to attack. Anyway, they did something, and I was like, "Oh, honey, I'm running." Anyway, I don't want to tell you the full story, but I don't want to offend people. But 3 times, it was like we were confronted. Now I don't know if I don't know. But let's just say the last day we decided to stay indoors because we were like, we can't do this anymore again. But so my West Hollywood experience wasn't super great. But good weather and so many Rolls Royce. Look, we left the airport and I was like, look. We've got in the taxi, right? And we're walking, we're celebrating. So we're like cheering, congratulations, yay. We get in the car. We get in the car and we said, drive. And I turned to my left and I see a Rolls Royce. So you know me, I'm screaming, "Wow, Rolls Royce! Oh my God!" And then Marius is like, and then great. And then another one. So I'm like, another one. There was like 15 Rolls Royce. And I remember I was like, oh, well, that's not fun anymore. And it lost its appeal. It lost its appeal in a matter of seconds. There were so many Rolls Royce at the airport. I was like, okay, I guess all Rolls Royce everywhere. That's not fun. But where I live, there's no Rolls Royce. So it was, oh, look, Becky. Sorry. Becky, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Becky. There was no Rolls Royce, but anyway, that's my silly story at the airport. LAX, I think. LAX, yeah. At the airport, yeah. Yes, I think the next time you're gonna do that, it's gonna be North California. Oh, by the way, okay, completely unrelated. But I have another question for you, and I meant to ask you, and thank God, I don't know why it popped into my head. I don't know what caused that. Do you remember the last live I did where I shared with you? It was last Friday, to be specific. And I'd be honest with me, but I shared with you a little bit of what my mom and a little bit what they did, and the stuff they took to give us our nationalities, etc., etc. Do you remember that conversation? Did you think it was tacky? Did you think it was inappropriate? And did you think it was insensitive? Let me know. Ooh, I feel like crap. What? My throat is on fire. Okay, thank you, Nefertiti. I read it. All right, I just wanted to know someone who's there, who's like in the trenches, because there's no opinion like someone who's actually there, Okay, so so you guys said no. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't find it insensitive. Okay, good, because if you did, that wasn't my intention. I think someone, I'm pretty sure you might know who it was, but someone commented a very long rant. And I wanted to, because I did mention that we came to the US for the opportunity, darling. Please, there are no other countries in this world. Listen, and I know I have people from France, and French people, you guys can speak. You can speak, because I know I can only speak for France a lot more because I sort of grew up there. But there are no better country for opportunity than the United States of America, and I explained to you why. And I think immigrants will know it better than people who grew up here, because they might not grow up here and then travel. They might not know the difference. And here's the reason why. In the United States, if you have an idea, you have one idea, literally by the end of the week, you could make an LLC for how much? $40. Excuse me? Where's that at? Doesn't exist anywhere else. Okay, let's just assume it exists somewhere else. All right. Once you have your $40, another week, you could literally open a bank account. Oh, look at that. I have a place to deposit my cash. Perfect. Another week, you could start making sales. And mind you, the IRS gives you 5 years. 5 years to be stupid. without looking too hard. That doesn't exist anywhere else. You try to open a business in France, and let me tell you how you do. Let me see how you do from scratch. Okay, so I say all this to say, you know, I mean, I don't want to rehash it, but it was at that moment I was explaining that in my mother's thought process, because it wasn't even my dad. She was like, the best I can do for you kids, I can give you an education, which she did, and I could give you travel options. Forget, we are immigrants, right? So they grew up in a different kind of life. That's not so great. And so when they, anyway, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't insensitive, that people didn't find it. It was like, oh my God, like that's all. But thank you. Okay, enough about me. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Oh, Nefertiti, I want to hear about that. Nefertiti. Since I moved to Temple, Texas, let me tell you how horrible these police officers are here. Explain. Please do explain. I'm really curious. What am I doing? Ashley asked about that too. Why'd you do that, Uncle Alistair? I'm like, Ashley, shut up. Do what I want. Well, tomorrow is Saturday, and look, I got distracted again. I'm sorry. Your comments are so funny. So look, Texas scares me. And then look, I can't with you guys. You guys take me out. So funny. Thank you, Nefertiti. Thank you. Thank you. Yesterday, yes. Jane, I took my induction physical at the Federal Building on the east side. Ooh, you guys are talking smart. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sibyl Yanev. Sibyl Yanev. I'm sure I don't know you, but my brain tells me I do. Hi. Why does your name sound so familiar to me? Okay. Hi, Sybil. Yanev. Music. Oh. Did you make some music? I don't know why your name is familiar to me. My brain is saying yes. Oh, Nefertiti, it's no, I'm super medicated. By the way, I have severe allergies. I was hospitalized once. Hospitalized? Yes, IV and mask. It's a long story. I was found by my client in my house, passed out in the kitchen floor, and I had my airways were completely shut, and the only reason why they were open because I'm big, and I fell like this on the kitchen floor. Because if I fell on my back, I would have been dead. But I fell on my shoulder. I fell like that on my side, like that, and that opened my airway in some way, and that's how I was able to breathe. Okay, yeah. Oh, it was a big deal at the house. I was by myself. Chris was not home. Oh, I'm exhausted. Anyway, let me just focus on here. Oopsies. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Oh, I don't know what I just did. I think I click hide. There was a comment that, okay, this one. There you go. I apologize if I Sound like a mess. Guys, keep talking. You know, I'm bouncing conversation with you guys, so I love it every time you write stupid stuff. Just be considerate, but yeah. Okay, so what did he say? I'm also in Texas. There are some great people, but honestly, some things have scared me recently. Interesting. Oh, fuck. Sorry. By the way, speaking of being scared, do you want to know what's really scary? Listen, and I've said this, and I said it to my in-laws. Speaking of, 2024 is here. Honey, get ready for a poop show. That's all I gotta say. So I told all my in-laws and I said to everybody, just remember my principles. I don't want to sound righteous. Really, I'm really not righteous. I'm really not. I'm very laissez-faire. I'm very laissez-faire. You don't understand. Nothing bothers me except three things. I'm very laissez-faire, but if you can, try to pick your words correctly. If you can. If you can't, it's okay. But just if you can. So I told my in-laws and said, everybody please be conscious of the fact that be conscious. Okay, what did she say? The only time I left the state was Canada pre-911, and while in immigration start to record immigrant jokes to us as we went to Canada. For us back, moose jockeys are taking pure. I understood it. Did you understand this? Okay, look, in 5 seconds I'm gonna remove it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Matthew Copper, you're so funny. He's so funny. Blue collar extreme conservative tempo Texas don't come. Oh my god, you're so funny. Listen, can I tell you that and we could, don't be offended, wait, don't be offended, listen, because there's room here for everybody. But listen, in my in-laws, I have some extreme conservatives in my in-laws. Extreme, darling, extreme. But you know what? We were able to get to a point of conversation because I don't know how else to say it. I gave them an ultimatum. I did, but in a polite way. In a polite way. But listen, it's funny because the conversation, the dialogue that we've been having have actually brought us to a common ground. And you'd be very surprised to know that we're not that different after all if you remove the need to force someone to believe what you believe, because there's a lot of common grounds on a lot of stuff. The issue comes when it's like, you need to believe what I believe or else. Then it becomes very murky. But there's a lot of, you can find a lot of common grounds, and I can speak from experience. We have, yeah, we have. It's in my mind, I keep wanting to tell you the reason why PACT Nation was born. Like in my brain, I've said that to you so many times, but I've always edited it out. Yeah, and also look, Christine F, we have a rule: no political consideration, and then there's no fight. Yeah, so that's true. That will keep the peace. And I've always taken one step further, because sometimes in family gatherings, there's always someone who brings something up, always. So as much as I keep it together, there's always someone who brings it up. And I always say, I said, you can bring it up. Don't offend anybody, because you can still get your point across without offending anyone, right? It's a conversation. So be civilized. And the alcohol flows in, but no, I'm very serious about that, because even though I'm not shouting, I'll just walk out. I'll just walk out, and I don't make a big scene. I just walk out and be part of, and they feel bad and stuff like that. Oh, Nefertiti, look at that. How interesting. Yeah. Wow. Christine, just tell us. You know what? Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I'll feel comfortable, because look, it's 8:45. It's very deep to the video. And I think the people who would get to this point are people who would not be as offended. I think. Yeah, I think it's far enough the video that people are not going to feel a certain kind of way. So, okay, I'm going to tell you. So it happened during COVID. So COVID happened, and you guys know I sell fitness. Pre-COVID, it was a workout studio, people in person. And I remember New Jersey closed the door in before March, and I went ahead of Jersey and I closed my operations. Who cares about the date? I closed it in March. My whole thing is that nobody knew that it was not going to open again, and I went from making no money, and so therefore I went through a pseudo depression, because people depend on me, and I had contracts for the year, because contracts for the year, but after the year I didn't know what to do. So I told everybody, look, here's your money, go home. I don't have any contracts for next year. And it was super depressive, because not only did I feel like I let people down, but I have bills to pay. Now, someone might say, because at that moment I was calling everybody that would listen to me and trying to pick people's brain, like, what do I do? What do I do? And even my mom was like, well, you have Chris. I said, Mom, be quiet. I was like, oh, you of all people? I was like, you of all people? No, I don't rely on nobody. Not like that. Like, listen, listen, let me tell you why it's important, because just because, and I'm able-bodied. I don't believe I'm able-bodied. I can't just sit home and do nothing, right? And I was like, help me do something. And it just wasn't possible, and I got worse and worse into a depression. And then the murder of George Floyd happened. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. As an immigrant, I've always thought America is the safest place I could ever be. Okay? And the reason why I put thought in there is there's a reason why I put thought. And it's the place where I truly felt like I could be like, okay, I can go like this and no one's gonna smack me in the face, and go like this and no one is gonna, like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? And I even felt like if someone even dares do something to me, at least I can go to the justice and get my retribution, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't stop. If someone wants to hurt you, you can't stop them. If someone really wants to hurt you, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. But what you want to know is that if you dare do it, I will see, like, justice will happen. That's the important thing. And I was very naive, and I'll explain to you why. Because when George Floyd was murdered, listen to me, it was not the murder that did it. It was not the murder that did it, because people get murdered all the time. Please, that stuff happens. It happens. We see all the time. The thing that broke my psyche was the fact that the state took active role in hiding the evidence and tampering with the autopsy. The state, the entity in my mind that's supposed to be uncorruptible, that's supposed to protect the only place, because in my mind I was like, if anything happens to me, whatever reason, at least I will go up the chain of justice and I will get you there, right? It broke. When I tell you something broke, it broke. Because I didn't even see the video of George Floyd. I didn't even see that. I couldn't. Please, I couldn't. I was already depressed from having no job and being unemployed. I was already depressed from dealing with my marital situation, right? I'll get into that in a little bit. I was already going through a lot. And so I couldn't watch the George Floyd video. And then, when I heard it was murdered, I was like, okay, fine. Okay, it's murdered. And yes, someone said cops hide evidence all the time. They do. But the difference here is that it was so plainly obvious. It was like in the video. It was like you can't even hide it, even if you tried. But they tried. Now, maybe I might assume the police department might do it, sure. But the state, the highest level of justice that I can get to, the highest. If the state is not protecting me, what the hell do I go? Now think about it, like that in my mind. That's why I was like, if I cannot count on the justice of my state, then I'm fair game. Anybody can get me. And I want you guys to process this. Listen very, very carefully, because it was something my therapist had to work very hard to get that out of my head. When you are in impressionable years and you realize that everywhere you look, someone wants you dead. Someone does not want you alive. Someone wants you dead. For whatever reason, they don't want you to be alive. Do you know how scary the world becomes? If you haven't experienced that, I want you to put that. Do you know how scary the world becomes? Because then you become fair game. Anybody can assault you. Anybody can hurt you because you anyway. So my mind broke. And when I tell you, it's not going to make sense to you. So don't even try to make sense right now. But I'm going to tell you exactly what was going through my mind. I'm going to tell you what I was thinking, what my reality was. Are you ready? Because this isn't sound ridiculous. Are you ready? So number one, I couldn't stop drinking. Number two, I thought someone had. Look, it's not gonna make any sense. I thought there was a sniper pointing a GUN at my head. Who is hanging out in the bushes where I live? Who the F is this sniper? But not in my mind, that's what I thought. I couldn't be near a window. I couldn't be outside. I couldn't be near anything that was not a basement or a concrete box. I couldn't be in my office because in my mind, I'm saying someone has a GUN pointed at me is going to hurt me. Yeah. What? Alistair, what? Yeah. Oh, please. It doesn't even end here. I started having a fear of I started resenting a lot of my in-laws. I started resenting a lot of people. For what? Please forgive me for saying this. Please forgive me for saying this. This was Alistair in the back there. Nothing made sense to me anymore. I just felt super insecure. I started feeling resentment for white people. Okay. That's it. But listen, it created a huge friction in my marriage because then I started not trusting. I became crazy. Nothing made sense to me anymore. And I wasn't exercising. Oh, please. Who had time for that? I wasn't eating right. Oh, please. All I was doing was drinking all day, having stomach aches, and going to the bathroom with diarrhea. Please. I was a complete mess. Complete mess. What? 9 a.m. in the morning, drunk? Really? But that's what it did to me because I felt so unsafe in my skin. I felt so insecure in my skin. Unsafe. I felt like I was like worthless. If I felt like I was meaningless. It really broke me. It really did because it shattered my concept of what kept me safe as a member of the community, right? Because look, the reality is we all will get assaulted one day. It's not crazy, the statistics. Yeah. At some point, maybe it might happen. But in my mind, I'm like, if it does happen, because it will happen, I can go up to courts and sue the hell out of you. But that moment made it like, you don't even have that recourse. So what are you going to do? Oh, great. Woo! Yeah. And when I mean all hands on deck, I was not myself. And Christopher still had to go to work. Christopher is a healthcare actuary, especially at a time of COVID. He had to work. Okay. Meetings, all this stuff. He can't have a lunatic in the back screaming, acting crazy while he's there with corporate people. Do you understand? And Chris is not even, he's a high level person. He's like, Alistair, I have to work. What are you doing? Nothing made sense to me anymore. Can you imagine you having a meeting on Zoom and a shirtless black man comes in? First of all, shirtless black man comes in, twirls, not twirls. Can you imagine how unprofessional, like, really? Yeah. Sorry. I was holding back tears, and just because I have to deliver, so I'm shaking because I'm controlling a lot of my involuntary movements. Yeah. But that's what happened. So how do I get to PACT Nation? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. So the moment when Chris couldn't really work properly, he's like, Alistair, we cannot both lose our jobs. Do you understand? So go over there and sit in the damn corner. So he goes, he calls my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is like, his mom, help. And so my mom calls my mom. Therese, this is what's going on with your son. I'm hand already. So the two matriarchs of our family showed up at my door. My mom said, have a seat, son. I sat down, I broke down, and she said to me, listen, and look, she said, as long as I live, nobody's going to touch you. Do you understand me? I said, yes, mom, yes. My therapist that I talk about like so high, do you know who she is? Okay, when I was 13 years old, I told you guys, when I moved to the US, I was put on meds. And then I changed, and my mom was like, okay, I'm taking you off the meds. That therapist, that's her. That's my therapist when I was 13 years old. Completely retired. She's retired. She doesn't even work anymore. She doesn't even work anymore. No, please. My mom kept her number. She's like, I'm calling her. I said, what? How the hell do you have a number? How the hell do you have a number? And she's like, I have a number. Right there and then. Alistair. Oh God. Because at 13, when I was this young kid, figuring things out, and people calling me crazy, people saying like I'm gonna be a nothing, people saying that like he's cuckoo, your son, he's cuckoo. Like, of course I'm sitting here like confused as hell. No. This therapist was like, listen. What's going on? I couldn't even talk. And so my the matriarch of my family had to fill in the therapist as to what happened. And so she said, okay, at least this broad's so tough. She said, snap out of it. No, listen. I'm laughing now. It was no laughing matter. She's like, I need to talk to you. And the first thing she did, she said to me, she's like, go outside. I said, no, I was a complete mess. You understand? Things didn't make sense to me anymore. My reality was very different. I think I talked about that about another video about psychosis. And so my reality was very different. Like, it was very different. It was it doesn't make sense to you because, but to me, it made sense. I thought there was a sniper out to get me. It doesn't make sense now that I talk about it. Completely ridiculous. Of course. She's like, go outside. And I'm like, no. And she goes, do you trust me? I said, yes. Okay, do you trust your mom? I was like, yeah. Do you trust my mom? I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So, um, um, so I go outside. She's like, see, nothing happened. It sounds ridiculous when I tell you this now, because the first step was to make me realize, tell my brain to realize that nothing is going to happen to me if I go outside. Okay, Alistair. And then nothing's happened to me if I go by the window. And then the next step was, because at some point I couldn't stop talking. At some point, she was like, okay, look, you have too much in your head right now, but look, because no, and I said, please, she needs to sleep, she needs to eat. She said to me, pick up the camera, pick this up, and record your thoughts. And that's what I did. I woke up in the morning, instead of being a complete raging lunatic in the living room while Chris was working, I was talking to myself on the phone. Recording all my thoughts. And that allowed me to actually, because I will see it again, and I'd be like, oh wow, oh yeah, that's kind of silly. It helped me see from a third person point of view. It also allowed me to vent out a lot of my frustrations. For the whole year, I was it took me a whole year to get back. And it was after, when I got my senses together, I had a lot of freaking footage in here, but it was therapeutic. And she said, well, you know what? If it helped you, you can help someone. Go ahead, post on YouTube. And that's how PACT Nation happened. Now, well, at first it was not called PACT Nation, it was PACT Realty, because one of my businesses is in real estate, and PACT, I told you, PACT is peace, action, compassion, tolerance. Please, the name was, I've been operating as PACT before PACT, as you know. Okay, so anyway, and then PACT Nation is one of the, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. Oh, this was really hard. You don't understand. It's one of the darkest times of my life. And it's one of the darkest times of my life. And yeah, I don't think Chris would have divorced me, but I don't think he would have. But it was very heartbreaking to as I was struggling, and I was aware what I was doing was not benefiting him, but I couldn't stop it, because my reality was like, well, I know it's not working for you, but someone's trying to kill me. Like in my in my mind, didn't make any sense. Oh. Wow, it was so exhausted. My heart is so heavy. My heart is so heavy. I'm so stupid. Stop it. Don't leave. I'm kidding. What a mess. Oh. So that's why PACT Nation was born. And at the beginning, I'm sure you guys may have noticed, at the very, very, very beginning, I posted those dark moments. It's long deleted. Nobody saw those, but all the stuff I was talking about, I posted them. They were completely crazy lunatic. I did post them. Then as I came more to my senses, as like my brain came back to normal, I was like, oh no, no, we can delete that. We can delete that. Yeah, because it didn't make sense. It was just me rambling, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I'm saying? It just makes sense. So I just deleted those, but I continued, because I still get therapized, and I continued with me talking. At the beginning, it was just a little bit of my daily stuff. I'm sure you guys seen some of my eviction videos. You guys seen maybe my financial stuff that was before, but it's because I didn't know what to talk about. I was like, well, here's what I do for a living. My mom is an entrepreneur, so here's what she taught me, blah 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 blah. Anyway, Yeah, let's go to the comments. I apologize. Yeah, but yeah, at the beginning, that's how it was, and then Darrell Brooks came along, and I realized, oh my God, this is Dad. How scary! And then I told Chris about it. I told everybody about it, and it was really just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I normally do, which is go on the camera, vent it out, maybe put some editing in there, posted nothing about it, and Darrell Brooks Web brought me to you guys, and that's how PACT Nation started. Yeah, it was a necessity, and I needed to write down my thoughts onto a medium, and then look back, because what I would do at night is look back. Oh, and I had to stop drinking. Yes, they took all the alcohol away from home. Yeah, they emptied. I have a bar. They empty all of that. Yeah, I stopped drinking. I exercise. I had to go to exercise. That was really hard because I was so afraid of the outside, but I did it. And you know what? Because I trust in my therapist. By the way, she is one of the conversations I have with my therapist is what I'm going to do when you expire. She's retired. Please, she doesn't practice. She only does it for me. I want you to know that. Like, this is why she is special. And the conversation we've been having, because her health is not great now. What am I going to do when you go? And she laughs at me because she is tough. Ooh, what am I going to do when you go? And she said to me, she's like, Alistair, come on. I'm not eternal. No one is eternal. And, you have everything you need. You've made good judgments. You said that. You've made good choices. You make good judgments. People stumble all the time. Please, you're human. People do that all the time. Yeah, just look back into your true self. You figure it out. I think partially also she's tired. And we've had this talk already, and I told her, like, I feel bad that you're out of retirement because of me. I pay her. She's not for free. Get out of here. But I feel bad. Every time I tell her, I'm like, so sorry. Got to talk to you. She goes, no problem. We laugh. We talk about stupid shit. Oh, cursed. Whatever, YouTube. Oh no, I'll get hit for that. I got hit for that last time. They were like, yeah, I did. Oh, I'm exhausted. It's so funny. Don't you love those Let's Talk segments? It's like people who come in at the Let's Talk must be like, I thought we were talking about Shanquella, Darrell Brooks. They must be like, what the hell's going on? Oh my God. Yeah. It feels good to release. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look, yeah, it does feel good to release. And that's why to me the YouTube thing is really fun. I mean, there's the unfun part of it is, unfortunately, there's a lot of behind the scene stuff that oblige me to go a certain way, but that's not fun. I've stopped looking at algorithms. I've stopped looking at analytics. I really stopped doing that. I've really stopped doing that because it really takes away. First of all, it's too much work, and it really takes away a lot. Oh, hi, Mary Garcia. Hi, hi. You just got in here, right? Hi, hi. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what that did to me? Actually, we talked a lot. Me and my therapist talked a lot about how, because she knows me since I was 13. She knows the story, the history. So it's easier for her to bring in questions like, do you think? And she brings up my dad a lot. And this is why the trauma, when you have a narcissist, the trauma is real, and it's pervasive, persuasive, sorry. And what you don't realize is that your brain might compartmentalize it and put it in the back burner, but you don't realize when it sometimes jolts in front of you. And a lot of those trauma is, they call it unresolved, but truth be told, as she said, there's no such thing as a resolved trauma. Trauma is managed. And when she said that, I was like, wow, mind blown. Yeah, because trauma never leaves you. You manage it better so you don't let it control you, but it's managed. And we talk about that a lot. And and I share with her about how, like, I can't wait for dad to die. And she's the one who said it's okay. Because I said, I was like, does that make me a bad, like, am I terrible? She's like, no, not at all. Your reality says you want your father to die. Just don't act on it. But that's how you feel. Yeah, okay, fine. You want your father to die. And it's a I just speaked on something. Bye, Christine. Bye, Christine. Has it been 2 hours? It's been 2 hours. I can talk to you for hours. Oh man, I had the best time with you guys. I do. Thank you. Thank you. And it's funny. And of course I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for many reasons. I'm not picking my words, I'm controlling my emotions. That's the silence. I'm very thankful because it's been very difficult to get to a point where I feel comfortable enough with my flaws. And it's always been a big struggle. And I can go back. Oh my God, I can go back, like, being bullied and stuff like that. Because my memory and my brain don't work like yours, maybe. I need my notes to function properly in society, right? I need, they're everywhere. I need them, but you have no idea how difficult. And I was an A student. That's the irony. People didn't understand how I was an A student because they looked like I never paid attention, but I did. But it was always a point of, like, how I am. It was always an issue with someone. It's so nice to be here and have the because I'm putting a lot of me out there, and people are receptive and liking it. Normally people run away from how I am, like how I am. People run, and so I'm very thankful for people who sub. The insecure self says to me, well, because they haven't really seen who you are, and then when they see who you are, they'll leave. That's the insecure self. But I try to self-talk myself a lot about, like, no, maybe that's not the case, but yeah, very, very, very thankful. Katrina, hi. Katrina, hi. I'm reacting like this because, Katrina, this is from a person from the very beginning. From the very beginning. It's so nice to see people from the very beginning. Thank you. Like, what? There's a lot of you in my head. you might not know this. I have a very good photographic memory. Please, like all of you that I see right here, like Katie did too. But like I associate your name with your logo, the name with the logo, and I just realized now that logo may not be. Some logos are not unique, and that messes me up because I think it's someone, but it's not. I think it's someone, but it's not someone else. Anyway, so yeah. I know who you are. I know who you are. Do you know what I mean? You're so funny. Let's see. Tomorrow, what do I have tomorrow? Tomorrow I have tomorrow is Saturday. Oh wait, my client just texted me. Hold on one second. Let me just address this because it was important. I saw it. Okay. So there you go. I have a meeting at 9 tomorrow. Yeah, I have a meeting at 9 tomorrow. I couldn't escape that one. So I have a meeting at 9 tomorrow. Yes, Cheyenne. And so now I can talk. The baby is sleeping. I spent a lot of time with the baby. Perfect. Meeting 9 tomorrow. I spent a lot of time with the baby already, so it's you know. Thank you, Nifty. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. That's what I was speaking with Sharon Carter. Yes, Sharon Carter always on time to make fun of Darrell Brooks. Yes. No, I understood what you meant. I was gonna say. Yeah, I was having a conversation with I can't tell you who it is. I was having a conversation with someone, and one of the things we talked about is me being up here, well, them also being up here, and I said a lot of me, what you see is the personal Alistair. I've made sure, and I've thought very long and hard, if one of my corporate clients ever see this, would I be fired? The answer is, well, maybe. The contract might not be renewed. I don't think I'd be fired, but the contract might not be renewed. But I said to myself, but I'm not saying anything out of order. So I'll see them in court. No, I'm playing. I'm such an idiot. I'm playing. No, but what I'm trying to say is that as I'm up here talking to you, there's a risk, right? And we talked about that in the conversation. And I said, yeah, because you don't know who's watching so that. But I said, but because there's more than me. There's my daughter, there's my family. So I'm always very careful about now what I say. At the beginning, I was very loose with the mouth. And then my therapist even said, be careful. And then my friends were like, stop talking so much. Be careful what you say, because you never know. And so I've slowed down a little bit of the stories I would say. But there's always a little fear of like, oops, I might say something that might get me in trouble. And so the person was like, he doesn't have to worry about that, but I have to worry about that. But I also said, like, I have so much fun. If someone's gonna get me mad at me for having a good time, to hell with them. I really have a good time. Yeah. And I think I told you guys that you guys are in my priority list. I told you, right? So first it's me. Not to sound so narcissistic. Because I need to be okay up here. I exercise. I try to sleep right. I eat right. I take care of myself, because when I'm okay, then everybody else can be okay. So I'm first. Second is Olympia. A very close third is my spouse. Then once those three are taken care of, then it's my work, because I got bills to pay. So it's work. When that's taken care of, then it's so family. So my mom, dad, sister, in-laws, and I check in on everybody. I check in on my niece and nephew's in-laws. I check in on my niece and nephew. I check in on my sister. Yeah, I do. Even like a hello, how are you? What's the update? What's going on? When that's done, then it's you and my friends. You're not that far to totem pole, right? You're not that far at all. Not that far at all. You're very close. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we do. Oh, thank you, Jojo. Thank you. Yes. Oh, you're so funny. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you a ton. Yeah. Mm. No, Mary. You know who make fun of me? Sometimes my niece makes fun of me. She's like, "You laugh weird." And I was like, "I know." No, but Ashley is a doll. Ashley's my niece. No, 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 no. She's is absolutely a doll. I love that. Katrina, yeah. You know, it's Jojo, you said your mom too was a narcissist, right? And I wonder if Jojo and Katrina, I wonder if your stories can have some similarities in how your mothers interacted with. Jojo, you want to share, or maybe Katrina, you want to share a little bit of um, a little bit of your situation with your mothers and stuff. And actually, as you type that, if you want, hey, okay, Katie Kid, can you add on to that too? Maybe there's a correlation between how your three mothers interacted. Maybe we can see a little bit if there's some similarities. Mary Garcia, you're 100% correct there, because we were talking about yeah, we were talking about how like it's there's a hype. You know, the judge was like, I know he makes meager earnings. I need my notes 1 second. All right, so the judge was saying, I know he makes meager earnings. And but there's a potential that he might make more, and she wants to make sure that potential does not exist. So yeah, you're right. You know, guys, you know, I can't do this without you. I need you. Court cases, please send me an email. You send me an email with what you would suggest, and I will hop on it. Yes, it would help me think a lot less. I have a lot on my plate, so if I had to think less, that'd be great. Yeah. Throw stuff at me, and I will look at it, research, and be entertained, because I like criminals in a polite way. Sorry. Okay. Whoa. Oh. Okay. Wait. Right. I'm not okay. My brain just got fumbled. Step by step. Nefertiti, thank you so much. One thing I want to mention: talking too much about your fears to your daughter can have unattainable, so she can start picking that up. Nefertiti, my therapist said that. Oh, I've stopped. When she said that, I was like, oh, well, say no more. I've stopped. She told me, she said, be mindful that, because that obsession might lead to something. And I said, really? She said, yeah, you're yeah. We had a talk about that. And Katie, she said, yeah, kids are like sponges. She was sensing, and yep. Yeah. So I have been doing exercises to just eat it up. Keep it inside. Yeah. And you know, maybe you don't know. I've worked too hard for my kid. I've worked too hard for my daughter. What? No. I said, okay, therapist, I'm on a mission. I'm on it. Yeah. No, I've stopped that. I stopped that. I've put that under serious control. I'm very conscious. And I even told Christopher, I said, if you see me do something along the line, stop me right away, please. And I won't have no questions to ask. Actually, me and Chris have a safe word. Me and Chris have a word. When he says that word, I just stop moving like this. He says, you're being like Ernest. Ernest is my father's name. When Chris says, you're acting like Ernest, I literally shut my mouth. And I just, like, it's so silly. You should see it happen. Yeah, he's like, I'll stare you being like your father. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Now to go to Katrina. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thanks for sharing. Your mom is a piece of work. You like that word? Piece of work. Yeah, Nifty. Thank you so much. Yeah, Nifty. Yeah. Ooh, I'm watching the stunts trial. I need to write this down actually. Hey, because I didn't write down the previous trial you've positioned to me, if you suggested me a trial, can you type it in the comments again so I can write it down on my notes, please? If you made a suggestion, just say it to me again so I can put it down here. Valo trial. I'm sorry for my noises. I'm sick. Sorry. And Katie, I read that. Katie did too. Yes. Yeah, I do the same too, Katrina. Ernest Goes to Jail is a classic. It's so funny. Oh, Oswin, that's amazing. Let me tell people laugh at therapists. Listen, they are amazing. Because talking to a friend is one thing, but also because when you dump on a friend, just like Nefertiti was saying with children, they might make them like, oh my God, stop talking, right? Might, but with a therapist, they're trained to take it and deflect it. You know what I'm saying? What? Oh, okay. So that's just okay. Got it. I got that. Melted Copper is so funny. He's so hilarious. I did that with my daughter, so that's why I mentioned to you. Ah, okay. Thank you. Bubbly bubs. Oh yeah. Katrina, that's a very good point. Actually, from what I understand also is that sometimes you can aggro therapists and they're supposed to recommend you. So if they're supposed to say, okay, we've done the best we can with me, but I will recommend this person more advanced. They're supposed to do that. And it's hard to find a good therapist. That's very true. That's very true. From what I understood, it's very difficult. Yeah. Woo! We had a good time. What? Why am I laughing? I don't know. No, I know. I'm laughing because oh my God, I can't believe I just told you. Wow. I said this so many times and I've always deleted because I cannot deliver it with a straight face. I've always delivered a complete disaster. And it never when it goes all over the place and I'm always like, nah, Alistair, nobody's gonna understand what the hell you're talking about. You know? And also because partially, because it has some politics to it, I don't think I'd be mentally ready to if people felt a certain kind of way. I don't think I would be in a good mental space to take like a particular comments, which didn't help when I was going through the crisis because some of my in-laws were making very nasty comments. It's okay though, because my mother-in-law came in and slapped. She put order in. Yeah, they were making the worst comments to me directly. The worst time of my life. We're on good. We're on talking terms now, though. Yeah. Lori tries audio only, but still worth it. Oh, Lori tries audio. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be quiet. Because I'm reading comments. Sorry. I completely forgot that people are like, "Hello, what's going on?" Okay, click. I was reading this comment. Listen, no one could manage her. This is Jojo talking about her mother. I assume Jojo. No one could manage her except me. It was a manipulation that forced her other 6 children to run. She used everyone around her. She died alone under the pretext that was her choice. I'm going to make a video about why it's important that you ghost narcissist. Because even, as Jojo said, even at the last moment of her breath, she created a story. It's what I wanted. It's what I wanted. Even at the moment of her death, she couldn't say, "I'm sorry, kids. I apologize. Forgive me." It's like, do you know what I mean? Wow. And then I saw Melted Copper say something. So Melted Copper said, he's not too big on therapists, and it's not something against therapists, but he would feel even sadder as he employed a person to listen. You know what's funny, Melted Copper? That's I was reading a study, and that's one of the number one reason a lot of men don't go through don't do therapy, is because they believe that if I have to pay someone, well, what's the point? They feel bad about the paying action of it, and I think it's a stigma attached to it. But I can tell you right now, I'm sorry. At first, if you've never done it, it will feel kind of weird to tell a stranger your story. But good therapists take what you say and guide you. They do a guidance. They never interjects. They just listen and guide you. You lead the conversation, and they bring it through a pathway. And then you're like, oh. And then as you go, then they explore, they see, and they keep guiding. It's like you do the work. They're just there to give an opinion. Right? They never direct. You guide the conversation, and just listen, and they kind of see, they flow where you go. If that makes sense. Did I remove the comment? Alistair, you moved too much. Oh, okay. That's really funny. Erica Patterson should get the movie that would drive Darrell insane. Hey, if someone can contact Erica Patterson, listen, look, just tell her that's not a bad idea. Talk to someone, because Darrell Brooks is infamous. Talks to someone, tell her, look, here's my story. Yeah, why not? It would drive him insane. It would drive him insane, but that's not a bad idea, Mary. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Speaking of, I told my mother about you guys. She knows about you. And I told her, because the divorce is over. By the way, my father has to write another check. What's today's date? 14. Just like Darrell Brooks, every time he has to write that check, he doesn't write it. It gets sent directly from his account. But he sees it, he cries, I bet. But I tell her she should come up here and just say hi. She's like, I don't want to show my face. I said, why? There's no more attachment. But I don't force people. I don't force when someone says no. I push a little bit, and then I don't push, because people are smart enough to know. If someone tells you no, they've thought about it, and it's a no. What can you say to change it? Probably not much. That's how I look at it. People are not stupid. Most people are not stupid. But Melted Copper, if they make a movie about Darrell Brooks, if they make a movie about him, and unless they have to completely make it fictional, then he won't have the ability to wiggle a claim on it, because he would. And because he has no income, it's going to be a taxpayer who's going to pay for that lawsuit. He would. hmm It's really interesting. Katie did too. Can you please elaborate on that? I wonder, because if a narcissist ghosts you, that means you either expose themselves so that they're too embarrassed to show themselves, so they run away. Did something happen that exposed her where she was too ashamed and then she decided to just disappear? Can you elaborate on that? I know I'm behind on the comments. I'm because every single one is good. All the comments are so good. Yes, Sybil. That's true. Most therapists cannot cover everything. So that you move around. It's a journey. It's a journey. Oh, nice. I'm so behind on the comments. I'm sorry. So Ed Gain. So Ed Gain. So have a look at him. Okay. Oh, you dead people. There's a story. Oh, okay. I thought okay, got it. Okay. Right? I need to focus. Ed Gain mostly dug up already dead people. There's a story. Okay, I think it's look up to Ed Bing. Okay, got it. Yes. So, I'm so behind the comment. I want to be up to date. So I got fast forward a few things. Oh, okay. If you just tuned in and you're confused as I am, it's because I'm reading the comments. It doesn't show on the screen, and I keep forgetting to press what I'm reading. Your comments are so good. Okay, I have to go back. All right. Okay. So we're back on the therapy situation. So Oswin said that there's some things that he needs to say that are too heavy for his loved ones. Yes. Oh yeah. There's certain things that I haven't told Christopher. I give you an example. I mean, I told him now. So when I lost Johnny, because Christopher knows Ty. When I lost Johnny, he doesn't know. He didn't know about Johnny. And he was like, "Why didn't you tell me about Johnny?" And I said, because it was just too painful. And I don't know. I think I just blocked it out of my mind. But because after I told you the story, I went to him and I told him. I was like, "Wow!" And I was like, "Yeah." I told him the real version, the full version, not the edited version. How we found him and stuff. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't tell him. I guess we were dating, and you try to keep your best possible self when you date, not show any demons. So it never come through. Oh, interesting. Effective therapy for abuse trauma is very new. I did not know that. Kitty did too. Good insight. Nice. Matthew Copper have been used by many friends. A therapist would like the shadow of friendship. You're so funny, Matthew Copper. Really? Yeah. No, JoJo's story. Yeah, JoJo's story with the mom. Okay. Dialectical behavior therapy is what works for me. Oh. Sorry for the cough. Yeah, so Cheyenne, whatever movie comes out, but I think it has to be a movie. It has to be a movie that Darrell Brooks gets paid for. So if someone makes a fictional story and he gets no money, yeah. Man, a big thank you to the taxpayers and to the community and people who donated, because some people the medical expenses were high up there. So thanks, community. Thanks, community. Speaking of movies, I watched Air. You know what I want to watch? Is it called Forest? With Mel Gibson, and I think he's autistic, but going to war. He's in love with this girl. I saw the commercial of it. I was at the gym and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I can't hear anything because it's at the gym. I'm like, I dig this movie. So whenever I get the chance, I'm gonna Google that stuff and watch it. It just looks so nice and lovely, and it looks nice. Anyway. Oh, what does Mark say? Someone like David would see the money go out and still think they owe him. Whoa, Jojo, really? Wow. This is the thing. This is why I think narcissist is a thing they can't help, because let me tell you something. Totally relatable, Jojo, that she put that in her will, because when when my father tried to kill my dad, when my father tried to kill my mom, she was willing to walk away with not. She was like, "Let me just leave me alone," and he did not want to sign the paper. And at the time, the court documents, the lawyers, my mom was like, "Keep everything. I just want your pension when you're dead." Because in the United Nations, it's called widow pension. And my father said no to that. And the lawyer at the time was like, wait, she doesn't want anything. What are you talking about? She just wants your money when you're dead. The lawyer couldn't understand why my father said no. And he fired that lawyer. He was like, that's not what I want. So yeah, like they're so consumed, like their perception, it's not like me and you. It's weird. So yeah. Can you make a movie on a man with limited comprehension? He ran people over and there was zero thought on it. He likes the campaign bigger for me. Darrell Brooks Haters Club. I love it. Melted Copper, you're so funny. I was raised by two amazing parents that God was sent to them. I don't understand that. Maybe did I read it wrong? Okay. It's because she's black. How the hell can you have it on video? Oh, I'm so behind in the comments. Oh my God, I feel like okay, fine. I'm up to date. I'm up to date. What are we talking about? Oh, Copper was God's gift to his parents. Okay. Hoopty. Melted Copper. Are you guys drinking anything, by the way? Who is inebriated? Who is having it's tea, hot tea. Well, yeah, it's still hot. Lukewarm. Anyway, Evil Dead Rise. Oh, do you guys like zombie movies? Beer. I love zombie movies. I love Dracula movies. Ooh, hi. Oh, yeah, that counts. Oh, Olympia's screaming. Why is she screaming? She has stuffy nose. We're all sick here. So, she sleeps with, she breathes with her mouth because her nose is clogged. So she's up probably because she's having difficulty breathing. And I can hear the footsteps of Chris. Okay, so he's up there. Got it. Congratulations. Yes. Good job. Yeah. When we are going to we're going to go to see my mother in May, and I told my sister, please watch the baby. I want to have a drink. I want to be a little cuckoo, just a little bit, because I forgot what it was. Yeah, you have to be sober with the kid. Oh, moonshine. Okay. Moonshine. Oh my God, that's so strong. I just processed that. Oh, damn. Look at that. Oh, melted copper. You know what I found out today? Completely random. I found out today that a python constricts you with 200 pounds of pressure. Honey, that breaks bones. You mean to tell me that I cannot escape from being wrapped by the python? Yeah, if it python wraps around your body, you are toast. You 200 pounds. I can't push 200 pounds like this. What? Wow, I was so shocked. Those pythons will get you, and there's a lot of them over there in Florida. No, let me tell you something. JoJo sounds like she's a good time. JoJo sounds like she is a good time. Cheyenne, okay. You know, there's a dispensary literally a block down where I live. So you know where I live, and then you walk over there, and then it's Main Street. It's like, restaurant, and a dispensary, darling. Every time I want to go there, I'm like, no, I need to be sober. Yeah, I have a kid. Can't wait though. It's right there down the street. I can't wait. It's okay. Going back to Florida and their ants too. Yeah, I've heard the fire ants of Florida are a menace. Florida. Crocodiles. What? Ants? Pythons? Honey. Whoa. That's a lot of animals that can get you. Is there any tigers there? Wow. I feel like you could never, because we were young and stupid, and you get drunk when you're young and stupid, and you pass out on the street. You haven't passed out on the street? Of course I have. Drink too much, have a seat, take a nap. I feel like you can't do that in Florida, because you take a nap on the street, an alligator is gonna grab you. It's like, okay, where are we napping? Up on the bench. Okay, got it. Like, oh, crap, a python. Okay, up on the bench in the crevice over there. Got it. It's like you have to be mindful where you pass out, because you might not wake up, because an animal will eat you. It's just so funny to me. Oh wow, poor kids in Florida. It would be so cool. So cool to be together, right? But I can't do that. They will shut me down in a heartbeat. That'd be great though. Oh guys, my ex-parent left Florida for now because of the fire ants. Oh, look at that. Wow, the fire ants. I've heard the fire ants kill. I've heard that can kill you. What? And I've heard that if it has some kids have been killed by fire ants. I cannot believe it. San Diego. What good weather they have there. Right? You guys have good weather there, right? J Bloom. 24 dispensary have been approved for Long Island. Long Island! You're not far. Long Island. Okay. Oh, dispensaries. So great. I will never do edibles though. I think I told you last time I did an edible. It was a complete disaster. Complete disaster. So it was a whole bunch of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of us. We went to visit our friend in Colorado, and I think I told you that story, but it was first time that we could do it in public without being arrested. We were like, yeah, let's go have a good time. We went to the dispensary. We ate everything, touched everything. Anyway, so the edible we took was a gummy, and we took one because we're scared, and nothing happened. So we went around town, nothing happened. We're like, oh, this edible is a piece of poop. What is this? So we took another one, and that one did us in. We were in a restaurant. One of us was sober because we got to be responsible. Yeah, we're grown ups. We party responsibly, kind of, sort of. So one of us was sober to keep us in check. And when my thing happened, I thought I could stop a car. I thought I was like Superman. I went out on the street trying to stop moving cars in the middle of traffic. Dangerous, right? The restaurant was like, get out. So the friend who's sober is like, are you still? No. And I was like, look what I can do, Eric. I can stop a car. Ridiculous. Dangerous. And Chris was like this. Chris thought like his words were escaping his thought, and he was trying to put them back in his head. So you have a big brolic black man trying to stop a car. You have an Italian man going like this. Ooh, and the girls were all, the girls were all laughing. You don't understand? The restaurant was like, get out. And Eric, the poor Eric, is like, because there's a lot of us. Okay, get in the car. No, you get in the car. Eric's trying to manage us all, and he's driving home. And I'm like, I can stop the car. I'm really adamant about stopping the car. I have no idea what the hell. And all I could see is Christopher put the window and be like, come back, catching words. And making a story, I was like, why he has to catch this word? I can't let it escape my thought. And I remember we arrived home, and Eric locks all the doors, and couldn't stop laughing. And then we started puking. When the effect wore off, and Chris turned blue. Blah. And we were like, what happened? Yeah, what a time. It's okay because one of us got, someone got conceived that night. It was great. Our best friend Christine, yeah, she got pregnant, but that's why she conceived the kid. It was so funny. What a great time it was with her husband. They were married. It's just during the high phase they had a good time. Oh, Olympia is really screaming. What time is it? It's 10 p.m. Honey, it's 10 MFing p.m. What? Look at me being a youngin'. What? It's 10 p.m. Oh, it's bedtime. Oh, she's really screaming. Okay. I have to write this up a little bit. I don't know why she's still screaming. Let me just see if he needs any help. I do hear footsteps, so he's moving about. And I always like to help with Olympia. At the beginning he would take a lot more of the responsibilities, and I said, that's not fair. No. It needs to be 50-50. So I said, you stop doing that. I'll manage everything, but I need to hang out with my daughter. So let me just go see why she's still screaming. And in the meantime, we should call it quits. It's 10 till 9 here. It's 10 until 9 here. That's English, right? It's 10 till 9. It's 10 till, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's 10 until 9. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's okay. That's how Americans tell the time. So 10 till 9. So it's 9:10, 10:09, whatever. Look at Oswin. Are you making fun of me, Oswin? Oswin, how dare you? How dare you? You know what? It's one of the inside joke for us Europeans, how Americans tell the time. Because, it's 8:50, 8:55. Why do you have to go through the extra work and be like 10 to 9? Why do you have to do that? 8:50. 8:50. It's so funny. When we came to the US, we had to learn how to say time, and I never really got it because I was like, I don't understand you guys. It's 8:50 to me. 10 till 9. How dare you make fun of me, Osman? I love it. I absolutely love it. Please. Please. Anyway. Guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. We had such a good time, don't we not? Oh, not only do we have time and we talk and we be stupid and we silly and I don't have to edit. What? That's a win behind all across the boards. What? No editing? Honey, who is jealous? I know you're jealous. No, you're jealous. What? Oh, anyway, bye. I love you. I'll do everything. I'll do the stuff I always do, which is because I never want to leave, but I have to leave because I have bills to pay and all that stuff. No. Oh, and it's 2 clicks. So it goes like this. No, 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 never. I will never